horses. Just getting a little bit of a ride in. Seemed like a nice day. How nice is this? So these TourMaster gloves are definitely warmer than my Joe Rockets, which are summer gloves, well ventilated. These ones are fur lined or whatever, fake fur lined, but super nice, very comfortable. Really, I just wanted to ride. So, figured this morning would be a beautiful time for a ride. And I was right. So, talk a little bit about, let's see, the Michelin Anakee Wild tires. I've got them on this bike. I used them for my Mid-Atlantic PDR and Pennsylvania Wilds trip a few weeks ago. Put about 1,100 miles on them then. So I think I've got close to 2,000 miles on them now. I like them. I mean, on the dirt, they're freaking awesome. On the street, they're also not bad. You know, you do get a little bit, at least when they're new. Now I can't really remember or tell, but I remember when they were new, over the stock tires, there was definitely above 60 miles an hour, there was more noise. Not crazy, but it was noticeable. So if you're looking for a nice, peaceful, quiet ride, that may interfere a little bit. But, I would say I recommend them. Now, if you're a street rider, like 90% of the time, there's probably better, well, not probably, there are better tires that'll last you longer for the street. These ones I don't expect to last me that long, especially because now it's winter and I don't know if I'll be getting on the dirt that much. So mostly just street rides to small dirt roads, that kind of thing. So I expect them to wear pretty quick. I'll probably actually end up swapping them out. If not in the winter, then early spring. But we'll see how they do. Wear looks pretty good so far. They handle fine. It's not like they're super sketch. I drove back 5 hours when I was coming home from my trip. I came back 5 hours on the highway, which is certainly not what I would have wanted to do, but they did just fine. You know, this is a 2022 KLR 650, and when you get above 70, it always feels sketchy anyways. I mean, yes, I rode it over 70, between 70 and 75 for, like I said, 4.5, 5 hours, something like that. And it's definitely doable, but you're really never comfortable. You know, you'll hit a weird spot in the road and get a little bit of wobble going, you know, like whoa, and you know, and slow down a little bit and it goes away. But I got pretty much the same thing with the stock tires. So, and I know everybody talks about tire pressure and this and that. Out here, for the, you know, what I run is I run the stock pressures. I weigh over 200 pounds, closer to 250, and so I run the preload at 5, and I run the tire pressures at the recommended pressure, which is 21 psi front and between 34 and 36 psi rear, and I do not lower my pressures when I go on the dirt, because you know I'm on dirt roads, gravel roads, and all that, and I just don't think it's necessary. And none of my trips have required it. That includes, like, you know, Tub Run, which had a ton of fat gravel. Yeah, you just slow down a little bit and it did fine. It's not like I'm racing through. I don't know, maybe if I had a lot of sand to deal with, I might want to lower the pressures. But with me being heavy, and when I'm on a trip I got extra gear, you know, who knows how much that stuff weighs, 40, 50 pounds, I don't know. Soft bags, bunch of clothes, I don't know how much it weighs. Somewhere between 20 and 40 pounds probably. I just don't want to smash a rock and then pinch a tube and get a flat, because one thing definitely that's a negative about these Anakee Wilds are they are radial tires, and they are stiff as heck. When you try to I put them on myself in my garage, and it was a pain in the butt. I mean, it was hard. I can't imagine trying to do it on the trail. I just can't. Even if you drag all the tools and all that, it's just, you know, sitting in the dirt trying to get all that stuff done. I mean, even if you now besides the tire, even if you get all that, the tire mounted, the tube in, air in the tire, everything's good, and then you go to put it back on the bike, especially if you don't have a center stand. If you're on the side stand, you know, and even if you got the little quick stand or quick jack thing, that's what I have. It's a major pain in the butt, because even in my garage, when I had it on a stand, it was hard getting that rear wheel back on the bike. It was not easy. Actually, I think I want to go the other way. Try not to die here. Yeah, so I know people go, oh, you know, with practice and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, practice. It's not going to change a couple things, and one of those things are, you know, just think about sitting in the dirt trying to line up the wheel, the hub, the spacers, the brake caliper bracket. It was a pain in the garage, and it'll be really a challenge on the trail. That's all I'm saying. Is it doable? Yes. Do I want to ever do it? Nope. I sure wish this bike had tubeless tires. By the way, the Anakee Wilds are tubeless tires, but you run them with a tube on a KLR, because the wheels, the rims are not, you know, tubeless, obviously. But, you know, fixing a puncture on a tubeless tire where you don't have to take the tire off or the wheel off, yeah, that's way, way nicer. Worth paying extra money for, because you can imagine all the scenarios that suck when you have to take the bike apart on the trail. You know, just think about sand, mud, dirt, all that getting in your bearings, getting in your hub. You know, God help you if you lose a part, you know, which would be not smart, but you know, shit happens. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can turn this GoPro off now. Nope. I can't seem to do it with my left hand. I can't feel the button. So I'll just have to wait till I slow down, because I don't have my throttle lock on. It's alright, look at these colors. not that cold out. One of those things that I've learned from my trips is, you know, make yourself comfortable on the bike, because when you're distracted, that's when all the that's when a lot of bad stuff can happen. Let's put it that way. I remember before I had my GPS mounted like it is, you know, like hard mounted, all wired in and all that. I was using a power cord that just plugs in the back and goes into my USB, and that thing was finicky, right? So you hit a couple of bumps, it pops out, GPS starts to turn off, and then the next thing you know, you're looking at the GPS and fiddling with it, and you're on the shoulder or something, you know, of the highway, which is not great. So, you know, have all your stuff squared away before you ride is huge, you know, all the little distractions. And that's why I don't use my phone for navigation on adventure trips. I use it around town because it works great, but because I like using Waze, tells you where all the police are and cameras and all that stuff. But on the BDR or other adventure trips, I use the GPS, and just because it's easy to see and I don't have to fiddle with it, and if I do end up fiddling with it, it's a lot easier than the phone. Look at these horses. That's the second one I've seen. Very cool. I like it. So I'm gonna go this way. I usually don't go this way because the speed cameras are ridiculous. But let's go check it out. Especially when there's a popo pulling out. See how that goes. Yeah, so my point is, get your equipment squared away and also make yourself comfortable. You know, if you're dealing with, you know, like you're cold or you're wet or just whatever, you're going to be distracted, and that is not good. I mean, besides making yourself sick or some crap like that, you're going to be distracted. And the distraction is the part that I worry about. Popo's still behind me. Luckily I got this bus in front of me to help me watch my speed. Yeah, so make yourself comfortable. You know, don't wear your summer gloves when it's freezing and all you're doing is thinking about, oh, my fingers are frozen, oh, you know, or my seat is uncomfortable and my butt is killing me, oh. Double. Don't want none of that. Kindergarten through 8th.